Write it down. Placenta is a membranous structure, okay, which formed after the 10, or you can say the 10 days of implantation. After the 10 days of fertilization, placenta will form. Understanding? No problem? Now, once the placenta form, then what will happen ahead? The things which happen is that it starts supplying, it start, you can say, nutricing these developing blastocyst. Fine? It start providing the nutrition. So if we talk about the function of placenta, here only we will discuss some functions of the placenta. So the first function is provide the nutrition. Are you getting my points? Okay, it will supply the some of the, you can say, the electrolyte, fine, the nutrients, okay, hormones. The second function is, you can say, it also provides the respiratory need. It's also, you can provide the oxygen, okay, and take out the carbon dioxide. But how? Remember, when placenta is doing their work, now there are no more blastocysts. Fine? There are no more blastocysts. The structure is changed. Okay? There will be a formation of embryo. Okay? There is a formation of embryo. Are you getting the points? Yeah? So this developing embryo, they need the, you can say, the nutrition supply, which is provided by this endometrium, okay, through the placenta. Second thing is oxygen need. Okay? The supply of oxygen. The supply of oxygen is also here done by the placenta, by the help of placenta. And you know that the maternal, if we talk about the arterial pressure, okay, partial pressure of oxygen, okay, write it down. Here the mother, okay, partial pressure of oxygen is 50 mm of Hg. Understanding? Okay. And the fetal, okay, this fetus, their partial pressure of oxygen, the fetus developing, you can say the fetus, their partial pressure of oxygen is 30 mm of Hg. So there will be a formation of gradient, but this gradient is very, you can say, the small gradient, isn't it? This gradient, okay, is a very small gradient. Even though it's a small, okay, you know, the 50 minus 30 is the 20 mm of Hg. Fine. So from the, you can say, the higher concentration to lower concentration, the diffusions happen, gaseous diffusion. So from the 50 mm of Hg, mother's partial oxygen can go, but it's a slow. But this developing, you can say, embryo need faster conduction of their respiratory, you can say, need the respiratory gas. So how they will satisfy? We are saying, okay, this is adequate, but how? They are adequate just because of the two reasons. First one is, the fetus hemoglobin have 20 times more affinity to bind with the oxygen as compared to the adult. First one is 20 times more affinity to bind with the oxygen, isn't it? 20 times more affinity of the hemoglobin to bind with the oxygen as compared to us. And if we talk about the concentration of hemoglobin, they have 50% more, you can say, the concentration of hemoglobin as compared to us. 50%, okay, concentration of hemoglobin. So these two features, see the creation of God, 20 times more Fine, the affinity towards the oxygen, okay, and 50% more concentrated hemoglobin here. It means there is a adequate, you can say, the satisfaction of respiratory need. There is a adequate satisfaction of oxygen need. Fine, respiratory function. The another function is that the excretory function. Excretory function. The excretory function is after, you can say, the utilization of the nutrient, utilization of the gas, there is a need for transformation, you can say, the transfer of excretion of some of the excretory material. It is also done through the placenta. So the first function we discussed is the providing the nutrition, second one is providing the respiratory need or respiratory function, third one is excretory function. The another function is endocrine function. Endocrine function. Come here, see. You know that when the placenta developed, okay, it sent one signal to the corpus luteum. It sent, okay, a signal to the corpus luteum. Initially one signal is already, you can say, sent to the corpus luteum when they are got attached, okay, and that sent to the corpus luteum, okay, and those signaling masses, okay, those signaling and masses, they will, you can say, stimulate this corpus luteum and tell them to don't degenerate, okay, because the your precious ovum is now get fertilized and it want to develop more, it want to attach with the endometrium. Are you getting my point? Yeah. But now another signals will send to the corpus luteum that it's a first trimester. Now I am a placenta, I develop, now you can peacefully die. So the corpus luteum will degenerate, okay, and this signaling, sending signal through a, you can say, one chemical, and that chemical is called as the, tell me, a good news hormone, or also called as the HCG. So one of the endocrine function is secretion of human chorion gonadotrophin. In short, we call that HCG. Okay. Apart from the HCG, there is, see, now the corpus luteum degenerate. Then who will maintain the endometrial lining? Who will maintain? Okay, then it's also a duty of placenta to maintain the integrity, to maintain, you can say, the structure of internal part of uterus, that's the endometrium lining. Okay, so it secrete, for protection of this lining, it secrete two hormones which we are already familiar, that's called as the estrogen, yeah, and progesterone. Fine, no problem. Now, apart from the HCG, estrogen and progesterone, it secrete relaxin, okay, which will help during the delivery of the baby, because this relaxin will work on this endometrium lining or smooth muscle lining to contract more. Fine. The another hormone which is secreted by the placenta is called as somatostatin, or more specifically they are called as a human chorionic somatotropin. Okay, write it down. The another hormone is somatotropin. This is like a prolactin hormone. Fine, it helps to, you can say, grow. It helps to grow the embryo. As well as it also works simultaneously on the mammary gland, because after the, you can say, the birth, the milk production is needed, isn't it? So these hormones also work on the mammary gland, okay, to develop, become, you can say, the mature, and after the, you can say, the parturition, the delivery, the mammary glands become functional. They become the secretory. In nature. Are you getting the points? No problem. Now, unfortunately, suppose, okay, This first, remember, this corpus luteum will degenerate sooner. Before the development of placenta, it will, you can say, degenerate. Then there will be a, you can say, there is no attachment, okay? There will be a no attachment, and that condition is called as abortion, isn't it? So there will be a, you can say, the abortion, isn't it? Yeah. Now, so if due to any reason this corpus luteum will degenerate, fine, then they result into the abortion. Or the another possibility is that sometimes what happens, this embryo, okay, it will attach somewhere in the fallopian tube, somewhere in the fallopian tube, or maybe they attach here, fine. This result into a one kind of, you can say, defective pregnancy, that is referred as a ectopic pregnancy. Okay, it's a very harmful ectopic pregnancy. We will have the detailed lecture over the pregnancy, okay, later, but you just understand after the, yeah, generally tell me the gestation period, okay, generally it's measured as a 10 lunar month generally, okay, 10 lunar month, but like it's now estimated that 9 month, yeah, plus minus 7 days, okay, plus minus 7 days. And if you talk with the old persons, okay, old women, they will tell you, if there will be a boy, it will take more time, like the 10 month, okay, and if there will be a girl's baby, it will take 9 months. I don't know how they are measuring, okay, but sometimes luckily they are right, okay, sometimes luckily they are right, okay. So now summarize once what we studied that after the, you can say, formation of gamete, there will be a fertilization, fine, and after the 7 days of fertilization, there will be attachment of, you can say, the modified zygote, okay, that is referred as a, yeah, that is referred as a blastocyst. Now blastocyst will differentiate into the two layer, outer layer that is referred as a trophoblast, fine, the inner layer which is referred as the inner cell mass, also called as embryoblast. From the inner cell mass there will be a formation of development of the embryo, okay, no problem, and from the outer cell mass, okay, it will help into the attachment. Understanding? The initial attachment send one signal to the corpus luteum that, dear, do not degenerate. Your precious ovum get fertilized, it want to attach, it want to develop, you have to stay. So corpus luteum till the 3 month, they will secrete continuously the estrogen and progesterone, and this endometrium, they become thicken, okay, and after the 3 month, there will be a formation of the placenta, okay, the intimate connection getting, then this will secrete one signal, fine, to, you can now degenerate. Understood? There are so many functions of the placenta, but one of the function is providing the nutrition, support the nutrition of developing embryo, okay. Another function is to provide the respiratory need, okay, but there is a, you can say, the lower, you can say, the difference, the gradient, okay, partial pressure gradient, a difference, but due to the presence of 20 times more affinity to bind with the oxygen, okay, and 50% more concentration of hemoglobin as compared to the adults, okay, developing fetus embryo are able to take the adequate, you can say, the respiratory need, oxygen. Understood? No problem. Then there will be excretory function and endocrine function. The endocrine function we studied is the HCG hormone, human chorion gonadotrophin, okay, then there will be estrogen and progesterone, relaxin, somatostatin, okay. So these are some of the hormones. And we talked about some of the, you can say, pathologies. Sometimes what happens, this corpus luteum, they degenerate earlier, okay, early degeneration of corpus luteum, they will result into the, you can say, the abortion, okay. Do you heard about two types? There are two types of abortion. One is called as a spontaneous abortion, okay. So these kind of abortion are referred as a spontaneous abortion. and one is induced abortion by the choice. Okay, now the thing which the another pathology which we have to keep in our mind is that not always the embryo will attach here. Sometimes they will attach in the fallopian tube, sometimes here, sometimes in, you can say, in the you can say the last part, fine, the last part of the uterus, they will attach here, okay, and that result into the abnormal pregnancy, that is the fetal, that referred as the ectopic pregnancy. So we discussed about the implantation, the development of placenta, and function of the placenta. In next lecture we will discuss about the pregnancy. So thank you with having me. Bye, have a nice day.